The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 11 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships, offering Buick GMC, Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Hyundai, Kia, and Nissan, and the resale division, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Penfield, Fairport, Canandaigua, Ontario, and Palmyra, and online at visionauto.com.
Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us for this special edition of the Vision High School Sports Beat from Vision Hyundai here in Webster. I'm Bill Pucko. Each week at this time we take a comprehensive look at sports in Section 5 of Monroe County. This week it's our best of the year, our honor roll of high school teams. At number 3, Penfield Boys Volleyball won the Division I state championship. Back-to-back years, the Patriots were a point from elimination in the 5th and decisive set in the final against Shenandoah, but came back to win. Number 2, Spencerport Girls Soccer. The Rangers go back-to-back state championships and didn't lose in either season. Still, at 20-0-2, Spencerport had to share this year's title with Pearl River after playing to a 2-all tie in the state final. And at number 1, McQuaid Boys Soccer. The Knights ran the table, capped a 22-0 season with a 6-0 win over Half Hollow Hills West in the final for the Class AA state crown. McQuaid surrendered only 2 goals all year. It was the second state title for coach Nino Pilato. Got the first one as the coach of the Grease Odyssey girls back in 2012. Speaking of the Knights, respect for an undefeated season took a little time to get. Sectionals changed all that. This is what happens when you play soccer in the Rochester City Catholic League. Toss in 2 games against Aquinas, and in those 8 games, all of them wins. McQuaid outscored its opponents 53-2, while the cream of the Monroe County League was busy playing more competitive soccer. The result was an overwhelming feeling that, yes, McQuaid, you're good, but not as good as us, all while the state ranked the Knights number 1.
The boys kind of read into it a little bit, and we kind of squashed that, just, plugging along one game at a time. And, I told the boys to just stay patient, and, people will recognize them at some point.
Yeah, and those games that you played, the tournament games and a couple others besides, against good county teams, you played well in those, didn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. The boys get hyped up for those games, knowing that people are more focused on those games to see the results from those games, and, and they showed their stuff.
The games against the county team in sectionals were considerably tougher, but McQuaid prevailed, defeating Gates Chili 6-0, Webster Thomas 1-0, and Hilton 2-1 in the finals. Tossing a 1-0 win over Clarence in regionals, and the Knights were 20-0.
Winning sectional speaks for itself. We went out and played our game that we've been doing all year, and just going out and winning just tells everyone that we can hang with the biggest teams in sectionals.
There are no secrets to McQuaid's success. To begin with, there are 20 seniors on the roster. 20.
Yeah, there's a lot of experience in it, and every senior's playing like it could be their last game from now on, so we're all playing with all of our heart right now.
It's amazing. We all get to share our accomplishments together. Everything's based off family, and we just do everything for each other.
Among those seniors are Tommy Galena, the keeper with a .09 goals against average, and 2 of the section's top scoring threats, Adriano Margiata, who has a team-leading 14 assists, and Dominic Duncan and his team-best 16 goals. 70 of the team's 90 goals this year, 77%, were scored by seniors. Then there's the coach.
We preach family. My teams preach family, and so we play for each other. Everything else plays itself out.
Nino Pilato cut his coaching teeth coaching girls soccer for 18 years at Grease Odyssey, during which time he won 8 Section 5 titles and a state championship in 2012. 2 seasons ago, he slid seamlessly into the head coaching job at McQuaid, going 14-2 in the regular season last year 16-0 this season.
Honestly, he brought us together. He coached girls for 18 years. He won it all. And he wanted to try something. He took on a challenge, and he took on us, and he made us, his kids. He says he loves every one of us, and he really means that, honestly.
Is that different to hear that from a coach and to believe into it?
Absolutely. I mean, every game he says, play like this is your last. This is, I'm here for you no matter what. Even when we're older, he said, we'll be there for you.
And that makes you play better?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It makes me believe that, I'm going to go on in life, and he's going to be there for me always. He's one of the best coaches I've ever had.
It's a coaching and life philosophy that's addressed every single day in a what goes around comes around sort of way.
Just before every game, he just says how he's got like 31 kids and that we don't really play for him, we play for each other. And when we play for each other, we're really playing for him.
Coming up, Paul Gotham looks ahead to the basketball season as we begin our coverage of the winter sports season with our Dunkin' Donuts High School Notebook, and later, our countdown to the top athletes of the just completed fall sports season, when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Dunkin' has lots of fall favorites to root for. Maple pecan, pumpkin, maple sugar bacon. But on game day, we root for one team. One team, baby. Win the fall, folks.
Welcome back to the Vision High School Sports Beat here from Vision Hyundai in Webster as we celebrate the Reason for the Season campaign here. It's time now for our high school notebook brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts and our guest Paul Gotham from pickandsplinters.com. Paul, I don't mind saying that, and firsthand, the fall season ends and the weather's horrible. The spring season hardly gets out of the gates before it feels like it's over. The winter's my favorite season, boys and girls basketball. It really, I think, brings out the best in high school sports.
Leather beating off hardwood, be still my beating heart. It's a great time of year. I don't think it's bad weather at all. Looking forward to it. We'll have on the site, we'll have actual game coverage now. It's going to feel good to be out there and watching games and covering them.
All right, I think everybody knows generally McQuaid is like the team out there this year. How good are they?
How good are they? Gerald Drumgoole, Freddie June, and Patrick Thomas. Patrick Thomas coming over from Kearney. Everybody wants to talk about having three really good players. Those kids can play with anybody, certainly in Section 5 and beyond, and they will get plenty of chances to prove it this year. And you can't forget Chris Carden is there, pulling all the pieces together there for that McQuaid squad. How good are they? They are state level good.
Boy, he waited so long for this too. The other thing, you think about it. Is a back-to-back state championship a possibility for these guys?
Without question. No, it's early. It's early, so we got to take into account injury-free, and not having any injuries. But certainly, Chris Garden, if anybody can pull it together and have two in a row, he's the guy.
All right, Jonathan's gone out of UPrep, and Fairport lost some pretty impactful seniors. Are either one of those two teams, which were the two that we watched in AA last year, who's gonna be in that division at the end?
Who's going to be in that division at the end? Certainly, you got to keep in mind Hilton with Tajay Hill. Tajay is going to be a sophomore this year. He showed that he can be impressive last year, and he'll be right back at it this year. Edison has got some guys, and you got Jacob Scott leading the way there, the coach with the Edison Tech Inventors. I certainly would keep them in mind for the end of the year.
I like that, because it's two different teams, and we've been accustomed to seeing at the end. You go into the season kind of armed with it. I thought that's good information.
And why not with Edison Tech playing in the RCAC, having to get that level of competition night in and night out, and they'll be prepared. And look at a team like Wilson will be an A2 team. All right, Desi Floyd and Robert Davis leading the way with Wilson. those teams are going to be playing against an Edison team, and Edison's going to come in primed and ready come sectional time, I think.
Obviously after the football championship too, and like Irondequoit, they use a lot of two-way athletes there.
Yeah, and when you get Desi Floyd, what people forget, Wilson's lost the last 3 sectional championships in A2 for basketball. Now they've got a little bit of a taste of that, of winning. I think it carries over to this season, into the winter season, and you're going to see Wilson winning another title.
Good. Paul Gotham, PickensSplendors.com. Thank you very much for joining us on the Dunkin' Donuts High School Notebook. Coming up, we salute our Wegmans Making the Grade nominee with Kim, and later, we take a look at the best sports team over the last 2 years when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Welcome back, and thank you for watching the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson from Vision Hyundai in Webster, and the start of the reason for the season. It's time now for Making the Grade, brought to you by Wegmans. Wegmans is a proud supporter of Making the Grade, which highlights the accomplishments of Section 5 student athletes on and off the playing field.
We now take a look back at some of our Making the Grade honorees from the fall season. Greece Athena Jr. Elena Costco leads by example in many ways. She set a new school record while placing 3rd overall at the Monroe County Diving Championship. She maintains a 99% average while taking multiple AP classes. Abby Sauer and Molly Alessi are teammates and captains on the Churchville swimming and diving team. They were both nominated for their outstanding leadership and dedication to their sport. Abby is a member of the Chi-Life Fire Department Explorer Post. She also volunteers at Strong Hospital. Meanwhile, her teammate Molly is a National Honor Society member and has helped the swim program by volunteering to manage the modified swim team for 2 seasons. And to round out the fall season, Rush Henrietta track standout Miles Calhoun was honored for his many accomplishments, including placing 2nd in the 100 and 200 meter races at states. He's also a member of the Business Honor Society. Thank you to all of our high school athletes who are making the grade in the 2017 fall season.
If you have a student in mind for our Making the Grade segment, we want your nominations. Send them in to info@classywolf.com. Now here's Bill with the Section 5 calendar.
Here's the Section 5 calendar for the week ahead. We start the indoor track season this weekend. SUNY Brockport hosts on Friday at 6, and then Saturday sessions at 10 and 2:30. There are a couple of wrestling tournaments. The Hunter Tournament in Penfield and the Demeco Trainer Memorial Duels at Churchville Chi-Life. Starts at 7 and they go all day Saturday. Boys basketball on Wednesday, it's Webster Schrader at Fairport at 7:30. U-Prep, what do they do after Janathan Williams left for prep school? They play Greece Athena in a game at Roberts Wesleyan, starts at 8 o'clock. Then we get our first look at the state champion of Irondequoit as the Eagles host Greece Arcadia Friday at 7:15. Over on the girls' side, Penfield at Rush Henrietta is Friday at 7:15. Ice hockey on Friday, McQuaid playing a county team. The Knights face off against Victor, the Rochester Ice Center at 6:30. That's the Section 5 calendar for the week ahead. Unbeaten back-to-back, the top team of the last 2 years, and our best 3 athletes of the fall sports season when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues. Thanks for joining us and welcome back. This is the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. We are at Vision Hyundai in Webster for the Reason for the Season campaign. Here's our honor roll of high school athletes. It's the best of the just completed fall sports season. Number 3, Nathan Lawler of Pittsford Mendon cross country is 2-time state champion. Nathan ran the fastest time of the day at Wayne Central to secure back-to-back state championship runs in Class B. The Mendon team finished 2nd, making 4 straight years of top 2 state finishes. Number 2, sophomore Julia Andrich of Mercy. The 4-time Section 5 tennis champion won the state title this year, finally. Andrich became the first from Section 5 to win a girls' state title after losing in the finals last year. And number 1, Megan Dool of Pittsford. Megan won 2 state swim titles in the 100 butterfly and the 100 back, the backstroke, broke the Section 5 record in the event. Jewel also swam on 2 state championship relays, with the Pittsburgh team and Section 5 claiming state titles. There are local soccer experts who claim that Spencerport over the last 2 seasons is the best Section 5 girls team that we've ever seen. We checked in with the Rangers as they prepared for a second unbeaten run at a state title.
I hope it was a great weekend. Great job at homecoming. I'm glad you had fun. Great week in general. Obviously 2 wins.
When did the Spencerport girls soccer team last lose? It was in the Section 5 tournament in 2015. The last 2 seasons have local soccer aficionados calling this team as good as any that has ever played in Rochester. It didn't just happen. This was a long time coming.
I remember being really young, maybe like 8th grade, talking with my dad, and he's like, when you're a junior, you guys are going to be amazing. You guys might win states. And I didn't I was like, yeah, we'll be good. But I didn't think that we'd do something that great, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was nice to live up to the expectation, you know?
Heading into the last week of the regular season, Spencerport was 13-0-1, outscoring their opponents 63-3. That kind of dominance hasn't been seen in these parts since, well, Spencerport won the state championship with an undefeated season just last year. You've been down this road before. You won the sectionals, the states. You've been undefeated. What was the challenge of trying to do it again?
I just think it's hard to meet all the expectations, even preseason, the polls and everything, just trying to keep our focus enough to live up to the expectations, I guess.
Difficult, but you've done it, obviously successfully.
Yeah, I think that all of our hard work and I think we were able to carry over a lot from last season and only losing a couple seniors, so I think that getting the majority of our starters back was a big part of that.
Erin Kuykendall and Leah Wengender have combined to score 47 of those 63 goals. Wengender's 27 leads Monroe County. Both of them are juniors. There's still plenty of goals out there left to score.
Last year I was at midfield, so I didn't have as much scoring, but I did more of the assists. So this year it's really nice being up there with Erin and helping each other out and scoring and getting the names on the paper, and it's nice.
Was that something you pushed for or were kind of looking forward to?
Yeah, because my mindset is more of I like scoring and I like, helping out more in the offense, and so I'm really happy that I got pushed up there.
Lorna Playton is an exceptional keeper, and like many of her talented teammates, is still just a junior. Lauren owns a .25 goals against average, playing behind a talented back line.
Defense wins championships, so I think being a defender, I enjoy it. I mean, yeah, it sucks that blah, 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 scored this, blah, 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 scored that, but every goal that they don't score is a point for us.
Yeah, so good bid. Nice, come on, nice. Great.
Complacency was a potential problem for the girls, but only briefly. Before the season began, was it a concern of yours thinking, am I going to have to deal with complacency at all?
Right after the initial championships last year, I thought, are we going to take it for granted? Are we going to come back and keep working hard? And shortly after what we did in the offseason proved that they want to do this again. That experience motivated them. They really enjoyed it, so they came back with no complaints. They knew nothing was going to be given to them, and they just came back and are doing it again, even better.
Better? Better than an undefeated state championship team?
I think so. I think the content of our play, of our offense, of what we do offensively is better, and defensively, I think, when we break down videotape and obviously watch the games, they are better. They play better in terms of what we do on the field during the games. Yeah.
Jamie Schneider has coached this team for 15 years. There are various ways to win, and he pushes all the right buttons. Part of Schneider's repertoire is the cornball approach.
Well, he always says good soccer players are good photographers, meaning you see the whole field at once. Then he says good soccer players are good dancers, meaning you're always on your toes, just ready. And then he's always pedal to the metal. So I was just oh boy. But him just saying it kind of just gets everyone going, I guess.
Yeah, so this stuff works, huh?
Yeah. And weirdly it does. Yeah.
No, I knew it wasn't.
We would like to thank our sponsors,
especially the 11 dealerships in the Vision Automotive Group. They make the Sports Beat possible.
As do you. Thanks once again for watching. We'll see you next week with the Vision High School Sports Beat.